Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to yet another Enriching China webinar. Today's session is titled Innovation and Startup Opportunities in China. My name is Mariana Marques and I'm an international consultant at Sociedade Portuguesa de Inovação, SPI, which is the coordinator of the Enriching China project, and I will be moderating the session for today and briefly presenting you some of our most relevant upcoming activities for the following weeks. Our main presentation of today will be done by Dr. Zhiwei, the president of the Association of Chinese European Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and his keynote session will be titled with the name of our webinar of today, Innovation and Startup Opportunities in China. By the end of the session, we'll have the questions and answers space. So I will take the opportunity to already inform you that on your GoToWebinar panel, you will have a small section named questions, and you can write there your questions during the presentations. And by the end, I will read them to Dr. Song, and we will try to answer them as completely as possible. So before we start with our keynote presentation of today, I will like to just give you some brief information about these three main activities that Enriching China currently is promoting. So we have been promoting this COVID-19 response call for the past few weeks, and it's still open if your company would like to apply. So this consists in financial investment opportunities. I'm sorry, I changed the slides. In financial investment opportunities that are available for innovative companies with solutions dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. So Enriching China has a range of global investors who are looking for innovative ideas in this field. So you can apply to this call if you are interested in it. Also, we have currently open a call for the Enriching China community. This community represents a network of actors that are interested in engaging with the Chinese market, either by benefiting from or providing services to European innovation and business players willing to enter or cooperate in the Chinese market. So Enriching China has at the moment this open recruitment call for external service providers, soft landing zones, and members, which are the three different categories that we have within the community. So if you're interested in taking part in the community, we have this open call until July 31st, and you can apply in our website. There you can find all information about these different categories, the terms and conditions for the application, and how you can apply. Finally, we would like to inform you about this opportunity that we're also promoting, the free market analysis that we are offering. So if you're interested in taking your first steps into the Chinese market, we can support you with a market analysis free of charge, which is evaluated in around 5,000 euros. And this market analysis will be conducted by one of our already accredited soft landing zones in China. At the moment, we already have 6 soft landing zones within our community. So this market analysis would be provided by one of them. You can express your interest by filling a questionnaire that is available through our website until June 29th, and then after that we will be communicating to our winners that will be receiving this free market analysis. Now, just briefly to inform you about our webinars that we keep promoting regularly. So this week we will have 2 other webinars, one already tomorrow within the Connected China series that is about opportunities for companies in Hangzhou, and this webinar will be presented by one of our most recent soft landing zones that is located in Hangzhou. On Friday, we will have a webinar focused on the 5G theme, where we will be presenting information about a big 5G related event that will be taking place in Chengdu, in China, in July. Then, still for this month, we will have a webinar in cooperation with the Embassy of Sweden in Beijing in the 17th of June, focused on COVID-19, talking about EU member states and China in the pursuit for growth. On June 19th, we are cooperating with the Innovation Center Denmark, also located in China, and we'll be talking about child-friendly city adaptation in China, about current circumstances and potential opportunities. We would also like to give you already this information that we will be organizing the annual event of ENRICH in China, that this year will be in a format of a digital forum that will be taking place in October. We are still initiating the arrangements for this forum, so we don't have yet information shared online, but it will be shared very soon in the upcoming weeks. So now I've already finished this brief presentation about our current activities, and I will pass the word now to our keynote speaker of today, Dr. Song. I will be putting your presentation on right now. I'm sorry for the delay in this. Okay, it's already on. You can start, Dr. Song, please.
Yeah, so I'm in control of the slide, or you are doing that now?
Yes, you already are in control.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending this, and thanks for ENRICH China for organizing this one. And first of all, I wish every one of you and your loved ones are safe and good in a good shape. So today, my part actually having two parts. One is I will introduce to you about our organization, about us, about what we are doing. And second one will be talking about this specific event that's going to happen in the beginning of September in Jinan. So first, talk a little bit about myself. So sometimes I'm even asking myself, am I Chinese or am I Europeans? Because I came to Belgium in 1986, and when I was 26 years old. Now I'm already stayed in Belgium for 33 years. So if I say myself a Chinese, actually I don't know China that much, especially in the recent years. If I say I'm Europeans, originally I'm coming from China. So anyway, I'm just basically trying to find my position in order to do something better, let's say for the world. So I studied in Tianjin University in China in hydraulic engineering, and then 1986 I came to Belgium to study agriculture, and later on I moved to my PhD study in K11 as well. And finally, I graduated from K11. Then I joined the company of IBM. In IBM, I started from let's say from developer, tester, and then gradually growing, let's say, grow my career within IBM. So now I'm the associate partner for IBM, and I'm in charge of the software development testing for Benelux region. And besides my IBM job, I'm also doing something, let's say, from a social point of view. So I used to be the chairman of the Chinese Professional Organization in Belgium, and also on the European level. So now I'm in charge of this office, so-called Association of China European Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So, as I said, I was trying to figure out my position and trying to figure out what should I do. And finally, I found a place. So basically, our objective is to be the bridge between China and Europe. So what we want to do is that we want to build up a friendship relationship, start collaboration, and eventually growing ourselves for a better world. So this is the objective in my mind. In 2016, the Association of China and Technology, they decided to have an office in Europe, actually, let's say outside China. And then they eventually came to us, and they decided to put the office in Belgium. So I was appointed as the director to be in charge of that one. So I was thinking, what are we doing? What should we do? And to make this office live and be useful. So of course, the vision for us is, as I said, nothing else. Since I'm Chinese, since I'm living so many years in Europe, so we have to do something for these two continents to make sure they can work together. And the mission for us, the focal point should be, for me, in that time, we say focus on innovation and look at the needs of the enterprises from the two continents and putting our professional services into this. And then eventually we can make something happen. So the strategy is what I say, why I'm so much interested in making connections between the two continents. I do see the market in China that is very big, of course, and also a lot of educated people, resources from China as well, and they are more and more putting themselves into the kind of international context. They learn English, the English is getting better and better. So the resources and the market are really, I would say, the attractiveness of the, let's say, of the Chinese market, or let's say of the Chinese. On the other hand, since I'm in Europe for so many years, I know, especially for startups, for smaller and medium-sized of companies, you put a lot of, let's say, energy in thinking, in creating some good ideas, and then eventually, hopefully, these ideas will become reality, will be serving for people. So if we combine the brain work of, let's say, of European colleagues, professionals, with the Chinese market, with the Chinese resources, I think we really can do something. So this is one of the entry point for us to start making the connections. At the end of the day, what we do is nothing else but creating a platform for collaboration. So what are the real scope for our services? Our services actually is on, let's say, it looks like it is 6 areas, but actually there are 4. So on one hand, we are focusing on promoting collaboration between projects. On the other hand, we're also promoting collaboration between people, between talented people. So basically, we identify people, we identify the interests of people and the project, and we connect them from the other side. It is a bi-directional. It is from, let's say, from the needs of European professionals as well as from the Chinese professionals. In addition to that one, we're also doing some market research in order to help both sides to understand better. And also we are doing some training services in order to help each other. So this is our scope. So nothing else but project collaboration and talent collaboration. How do we do that? We are just a bridge. We bridge between China, between enterprises, between high-tech center and the high-tech center in Europe. And we bridge between those high-tech center and research institution in Europe, and vice versa. We do the same for the Chinese market. So this is what we do. This is how we do things. So as I said, our association was established from 2016. That was the initial thought. And in 2017, we have registered in Belgium as a non-profit organization. And then we start to put our vision and mission into reality. So in the last 2 to 3 years, what we did is we have been trying to connect the people and the projects through contest. So we are basically organizing the competitions on technology, on innovation, and to identify the people that are suitable and willing, and they are willing to open or to explore the Chinese market. So we bring them there, and then we find partners from China in order for them to work out together. So 2017, we organized the competition for Changchun, that is the northern part of China. And then 2018, we organized for Jinan and for Hangzhou. And 2019, we organized for Hangzhou, for Jinan as well. And this year, we have just finished for a competition for Qingdao. So now the next one for us is Jinan again. So in 2 years, we have done a lot of things. So we have made 14 projects settled in China in the last 2 years. And they found their partners, they got their financial support, and they start to grow themselves, to developing themselves. So in this short period of time, we can achieve this. It is because we have very solid and strong partners. So this is the environment we are working on. So we are the one, as I said, as a bridge to connect everyone to each other. So on top, of course, we do see the, let's say, the big atmosphere between China and Europe. The trend is collaboration. And then behind us, we have a very strong partner in China. That's the China Association of Science and Technology. I will talk to them a little bit more in, let's say, in the later of my talk. And we also have a strong partner in Europe that is more for the Chinese professionals. And then in Belgium, there is a strong partner with us. They have invested 200 million euros to create an incubator center. So these are the strong partners who helped us in the last 2 to 3 years. So CAST, China Association of Science and Technology. It is an NGO type of organization in China. But anyway, they are very strong. They are on the national level, and they are linked closely with the Ministry of Science and Technology in China. Probably you can recognize Mr. Wang Gang. He used to be the Minister of Science and Technology, and he made his study in Germany. And he is very knowledgeable, and he is a true leader as well. So he is the chairman of the China Association, the China Association of Science and Technology since already 3 years. So in 2016, as I said, they decided to open an office abroad, and they selected Belgium to start with the first one. And I'm very happy that they put office here, and they appointed me as kind of representative for running the office. Although we are independent organization, but we have strong partnership with the CAST. Another partner is also very useful in what we do. This is the Chinese Professional Organization in Europe. As you know, in each country, in each European countries, we have quite a lot of Chinese, and they finish their study, and then they start to work for either the local companies or the national companies or the international companies. So these people, they have a kind of community in each country. In some of the countries, they even have several. And eventually on the European level, we followed the same philosophy of European Union. So basically we have a kind of a federation to connect all of these Chinese professionals together on the European level. So what we do, we are exchanging, let's say, the ideas, and we organize forums in order for people to discuss. In those forums, not only the Chinese professionals will be attending, but also, let's say, Europeans and the Chinese delegations as well. So it's nothing else but just promoting the exchange, the conversation, in order to let people to understand each other. And this organization, because it is on the European level, it is connected with a lot of national level of Chinese professionals. So at this point in time, we have 67 the national level of professional associations, and we have about 20,000 members. So this is a big a big asset for us, big resources, and through this network, we can establish connections with, let's say, with the local European community, and we can basically making the connections on project level, on individual level. And the other one is also a strong partner for us. That is the China-Belgium Technology Center. And this center is a 200 million investment project. And they decided to build up an incubator center in one of the cities in Belgium, closer to Brussels, called Louvain-la-Neuve. It is a university city, and this incubator center is in the heart of the university. So what they do, they plan to have offices and laboratories, and also a hotel in the middle. And this project started from quite a long time. It took quite some energy to make things happen, because this is a big investment project, and then the cultural differences, the way of working, and the language, a lot of things, let's say, made this project not an easy project. But somehow the good news is that the phase 1 project is almost done. So they decided to have the office up and running early 2021, somewhere next year. So in the first phase, it will be around 60,000 square meters. The office will be ready, and they will build up a kind of shared working space, and also they have some laboratories, and they have hotel. Well, let's say the hotel is built as well. And then in phase 2, phase 3, they will be completing about this 100,000 square meters of incubator center. And there they are, at this point in time, they are trying to organize themselves along life science, along ICT, and along smart manufacturing. And so this is the, let's say, this is strong partner. Actually, our association is registered in CBTC, and we work very closely. We work closely with them, and to help our clients if they need offices, if they need connections in China. So we use this one as kind of hub to help the connections. So these are the strong, I would say, Chinese-oriented partners. Of course, we work a lot with our European partners. We have, let's say, a lot of them we work on project by project, and some of them we work on the long term. So anyway, this time it is the first time that we collaborate with ENRICH and ENRICH China. So I hope through this entry points we can expand our services. We can provide good services together with ENRICH and ENRICH China for the startups and small and medium companies in Europe. So this is all about who we are, what we do, and what we have done. And now there is a very specific opportunity I would like to present to you in order to see whether we can make use of this opportunity or not. So you know, to work in China, I know it's not easy, especially for let's say for non-Chinese or let's say origin to work in China. You have to know the language. That is the first thing, and also the system in China is different from here. The way they work, the way they conduct their business, the way they let's say the way they do their contract even are different. So it is not very easy. On the other hand, we also recognize, as I said, the size of the market and then the rich resources they have, and also I must say the focus, the attention from the central government towards innovation and entrepreneurship in the last let's say 5 years were really very high. So they are really supporting it. They are also trying to find a way to work with the culture, with the people from different culture. But anyway, still it is not easy. But there are many channels to go to China to work. In the past, people are more looking at business point of view. Basically, if you want to open a factory in China, if you bring investment to China, actually you can do a lot. But recently they have moved their focus from this type of collaboration. Of course, they are still welcome those type of collaboration, but they gave even more emphasis on technology collaboration. So that's why they have a lot of the competition in innovation and entrepreneurship. So basically what we are doing every year, as I said, we are organizing two, but you can see probably from other sources, you have others as well. So the question is that what this kind of competition will bring to us, bring to the startups in Europe, and what is the advantage of that? As I said, everyone can go to China, can settle down in China, but of course you need to find the right people, you need to find the right channel. But this competition gives you the unique opportunity to make yourself visible to the Chinese investors and to your partners and to the people who can give you all kinds of support, because this one is receiving very high attention, not only from the business side but also from the Chinese government side. So this is a very good opportunity for us to make ourselves visible. Once you are there, you can meet a lot of investors, you can meet a lot of partners. Actually, by investing in one time of this, let's say participating in this kind of competition, actually you could receive a lot. That's why we are also promoting this kind of competition. So one we are talking about now is about Jinan. I don't know whether you all know about China a little bit or not. So anyway, for the sake of the context, I just say a few words about Jinan. Jinan is an interesting city. It is in Shandong. It's also one of the most economically developed, let's say, province. And Jinan is the capital of that province. And Jinan and Beijing, the distance is very small. If you take the high-speed train, I think it's 1.5 hours from Beijing, you are in Jinan. So from transportation point of view, it's easy. And also they are very close to the harbor. So it is very easy for the, let's say, for the goods, for the product transportation. And you may not know Jinan, but I think most of you who has been to the Chinese restaurant here, when you go to Chinese restaurant, when you ask for beers, you talk about Qingdao. Qingdao actually is another city in Shandong province. They are Qingdao and Jinan, I think they are 400 kilometers far from each other. And Qingdao, of course, is number one from GDP point of view in Shandong, and Jinan is the second one, although Jinan is the capital. So Jinan has 7 million people, and the GDP in the past years was around 7%. And also they have a lot of universities. So here I'm talking about 18 universities. These are all these are really the high level ones. If you talk about the college together, they are much more than this number. And they have students, 200,000 people, 200,000 students. So that's why I'm saying not only the market is interesting, but also the resources there is also interesting. And if you look at the industry focus for Jinan, I just listed the 5 areas. One is really in big data, so it is really in ICT and intelligent manufacturing. And probably if you know Qingdao, then you also have a little bit impression about Jinan. So the manufacturing is quite strong and very interesting. You know, quantum computing is really at this point in time the pioneer field in IT, and the quantum center for the Chinese in China is located in Jinan, and also they have a very good let's say knowledge and facilities in biological medicine and also in advanced materials. So these are the let's say the top industries from Jinan. So Jinan is a beautiful city. If you go there, you really say, although it is not like Beijing or Shanghai or Shenzhen, but it's a city is also with a lot of surprises, and it's very impressive. And people call Jinan is a city of springs because they have a lot of springs there. And if you know the root of the Chinese culture is Confucianism. Actually, Kongzi is from Shandong. So as I said, we are organizing this contest. This contest, let's say, having several parts. One is that they are basically they have divided the organizer in 6 areas. So in the US, in Japan, Europe, Australia, and there are 2 in China. So these are the 6 areas who are organizing the let's say the preliminary contest or competition in a different region, and then we will select the winner. Will bring them to the Chinese final that will be held in Jinan. Of course, at this point in time, it is still not decided whether it will be doing it online or it will be face to face. So the focus area for this competition is big data, intelligent manufacturing, and biological, pharmaceutical, and healthcare, recuperation, and efficient ecological agriculture. So these are the 4 areas, but nevertheless, these are the guidelines for the areas. But if your company or your organization is not in these 4 areas, it doesn't really matter. As long as you want to be in China, you want to do something with the Chinese market, and you believe it is a good project, you're always welcome to let's say to join the competition. So these are the, I would say, the guidelines for the scopes. And there are, as I said, there are many this type of competitions organized in China and outside China. But Jinan, the difference between this Jinan competition and others is that the others is we got the project, we do the European preliminary competition, and then we select a number of them, we'll bring them to the final in China. But that's it. And for Jinan, because they really want to do something, they really want to make this one effective, they want to attract the best product, and then they have set up a kind of prize in Europe and in China as well. So that means whether you will be finally settled down in China or not, that is not it doesn't really matter, as long as your project is winning the prize in Europe or in China, you will immediately get a sort of reward for the work that you have done. So, for example, if you win the first prize in Europe, you get 30,000 Chinese yuan. So if you divide it in, let's say, roughly by 8, then it's about 4,000, let's say around 4,000 euros. So the same thing for the second one, for the third one. And then again, if you are selected to be in Jinan final, whether you will be settled down or not, but you will be rewarded for the prize that you have achieved. So this is very different from any other contest. Any other contest, you don't get the prize for the competition. Only when you get financial support if you are settled down in China. And of course, the support for the startups, especially to start in China, they have different policies. You know, they have kind of talent policies. Normally, you have to apply them if you are not through the competition. That's another advantage of doing this competition. If you don't do through competition, you have to apply. You will get the evaluation. You have to go through a lot of approvals, and then eventually you get it. You will receive the same amount of support as we listed here, but through a complicated process. But if you are going through this kind of a competition, if you are the winners of, let's say, of the competition, you do not have to go through this complicated evaluation process. You'll be immediately rewarded with the numbers that I'm talking about here, as long as you are settled down in China, in Jinan, within a year time. So they have made different categories. So you have the entrepreneurship talent, that is more for the individuals, and you have the entrepreneurship as a team. So you can see let's say the support for a team is more than for individuals. And also they have innovative talent, and the same thing for team. So what's the difference? The difference is that for the entrepreneurship team or individual, you need to settle down in China. So you can create your company or you can make a joint venture, but you need to have something created there in order to receive the support. The innovative part is different. You do not need to settle down. You do not need to create anything in Jinan, as long as you found a good partner. You say, I will be joining my partner. We'll be working together on a project. If you meet that requirement, you will also receive the financial support. Of course, the number you can say is different because it is different scales and it's different collaboration types. So in addition to the financial support I listed there through the competition, normally you settle down in the high-tech center. You settle down in the different district, and there they will be giving you additional financial support. So if you really having a very good let's say a project and they are convinced of that one, your financial support is much more. We call it's about 100 million RMB. So it's about I think 30 million, something like 30 million euro. So that one, it is the same. If in the competition you win the prize, they will go through a special committee. They will evaluate, let's say, of course, your market plan, your financial plan, all of this, and then you could obtain this amount of financial support. And this support is not the money that you have to pay back. It's the money you can spend as long as you can prove this money is for your project. And of course, there are some KPIs you have to meet. So in addition to the financial support, and Jinan realized the difficulties to really settle down in Jinan. So now they have created a special team, and this team will be helping you in doing all kinds of administrative stuff. I mean, registering a company and opening a bank account and all of this, even finding the places for you to be settled down. So basically there is a team who can support you. So through competition, as I said, you can simplify a lot of, let's say, problems. You can really get rid of a lot of headaches. So basically what we should do. Basically, we are a little bit late, let's say, in this process. It's all because we are, let's say, how should I say, I think it's because we are also doing a kind of, let's say, we are also exploring the opportunities. So now you need to register through a kind of online for your project before the June the 8th. I know it's too late. Somehow I have negotiated with the organizer. So actually, for this group, for the group that you are for the group of ENRICH, your deadline can be until the 15th of June. So basically, you have sort of let's say less than 2 weeks. Let's say it is about 2 weeks time. So you can register yourself through the website, but you can also say I probably do not familiar with the system. I have encountered a lot of problems. You can also send your information to the email address we mentioned. This is our services. So basically, we have a number of people who will be helping, let's say, people who has problems in registering themselves. So we will be doing the registration for you. Of course, you need to fill in the form, and you have to provide, especially your financial plan. And this is the key for let's say for settle down in China for getting support. So this is some practical things that you need to remember. I think the announcement has been already put in on the website. So if you are interested in that one, please let's say you can always go there to give a try. I must say that if you really want to do something in China now or in the near future or in the future, and let's give a try. because this is you basically you don't lose anything. You of course you will spend some time, but if you win the prize on the European level, you will be paid back. So if you really want to do something there, I must say this is the most the easiest way to go through it from the process point of view and also from the support point of view. I mean, our organization actually we are doing a lot at this point in time to helping let's say people who apply for this in order to help them to make the registration a lot easier. Actually, if you are there, I think to our experiences, maximum 2 hours, even less than that one, you'll be filling in everything, you'll get everything done. Okay, and so this is the complete, I would say, the timeline for this event. So they started from April, and now we talk about, let's say, we say the registration should be before June the 8th, but for this group of let's say of projects or companies or people, you can go until the 15th of June. So you have 1 more week. And then the let's say we will have the European preliminary competition final in August 1st and 2nd. This is a tentative date. It can only be later than this one. So this is the date to give you as kind of ID when you need to present. And then eventually for Jinan, we don't know whether it will be it will be online or it will be going there for face-to-face. If you go there for face-to-face, your airplane ticket will be covered by 10,000 yuan, so it's around 1,300 euros, and of course your accommodation and all the things in China in that period will be covered by the organizer as well. And so this is the let's say the date. So I hope anyway. I hope the talk will be useful, if not for this event, but for the future. And definitely, if you want to go to China, we'll be there. We'll be together with the ENRICH China, and to help you. Thank you, Mariana.
Thank you so much, Dr. Song, for your presentation. We will now start with the Q&A session. I will ask all the attendees, if you have questions, you can write them in the questions section now. I'm seeing that we already have here a few questions, so I will have a look through them to ask them to Dr. Song. The first one is actually directed to ENRICH. If you will have, yes, if we are going to share the slides, yes, we will share the slides with you. You will receive a follow-up email after the webinar with a link for the recording of the webinar, so you can see the slides there. And if you'd like to receive them individually, you can write here on the chat, please, and we will email them directly to you. So Mr. Ferdinand Escher is asking Dr. Song if you have any contact person in Austria for your organization.
You mean for helping people or for?
Yes, I would say so. For companies that would be interested in starting or developing further their cooperation with China.
I do say from the participants, they are projects from Australia and from
Mm-hmm. But you don't have any specific contact person. So your organization is mainly located in Belgium, right?
It's mainly located in Europe. Yeah.
Okay. So we have here another question from Cheng Wau. This attendee asks, how is the current geopolitical complexity impacting the collaboration between China and EU? Would you share your opinion with us, Dr. Song?
Yeah, I do say there's a confusion, I would say, at this point in time around the world. Of course, COVID-19 does not help. It's create quite I would say, confuse the situation. But I do say Europe and China, they are. I mean, if I look at the recent talk from the German chancellor, and she basically say for Europe, the strategic collaboration with China is important. So I do believe that the collaboration between China and Europe will be continued. Of course, it may not be very easy, but both sides are having the kind of determination to make this one working. So I basically personally, I'm still very optimistic for this collaboration. And I do say, to be honest, on the lower level, on the company level, I would say the collaboration never stops. And when I talk, I mean, in the very beginning of the COVID-19, I got professors from France and from Belgium. They just contacted me. They say, can we connect to China CDC, because we are interested in those, let's say in those wires, to see what we can do. And then we made a very quick connection with China CDC. They had kind of online talking. They both are very happy. So I think on the ground level, the collaboration is still continued. On the higher level, I think there is a willingness to continue. So I personally believe that still will be the future.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Song. Another question, still from Chenghua Wu, is mentioning that China has decided to focus more now on new infrastructure. So what would be what opportunities does EU would see in collaboration with China around infrastructure? What would be your view?
Yeah, the new infrastructure, of course, we need to understand the scope of that one. Are we talking about only the, let's say, the high-speed train or the road or something, or we talk about a 5G, for example? That's also new infrastructure. And I think there are a lot of things can be collaborated. I must say that in the past, China is barely focusing on manufacturing, on doing things, on basically being the producers. But now they are more and more moving to the kind of creative type of things as well. I think there is a lot to collaborate, and there is a lot of market for this as well. And so I think on the infrastructure, from the infrastructure point of view, whether it is a traditional infrastructure or it is a modern infrastructure, I think there are a lot of areas to be collaborated, like 5G, like artificial intelligence, especially artificial intelligence. I mean, after COVID-19, I think the world will change in the sense that a lot of things will be done by robots. Of course, let's say we as human beings will be finding something better to do. I mean, in case of lockdown, I mean, we can't go out, but still things need to be up and running. So I believe AI, artificial intelligence, will be really a big boost, and that's in that area. I think China and Europe have a lot to work together.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. Now we have here Anna T asking if Dr. Song could share his email contact. Would it be okay, Dr. Song? Maybe I can email this attendee, Anna
yes.
T, with your email contact after the webinar.
Please do so. Yeah, please do so.
So Anna, we will contact you via email to the email of ENRICH in China and share the contact of Dr. Song with you. Still a very active attendee, Chenghua Wu, is asking, is the service or help for the Jinan competition from the association side free? So the service about the Jinan competition, if it's free.
Sorry, can you repeat the question again? Sorry,
He's asking if the service that your association is providing is free for the Jinan competition.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. You just the companies just need to apply, and then.
Yeah. So the company you apply. If you need any help, it will be free of charge.
Yes, yes. Okay. Now we have another question from Alessandra Capiglia. She's asking if you could share a successful case of the startup that has landed in China among those 14 examples.
Yes, I'd love to talk about it. So in 2017, we have a young let's say PhD graduate from the UK. He's originally from China, and he joined the contest, but somehow he was ranking a number 11. But actually, we can only recommend 10 of for each field to be in China. But somehow, when I look at this, let's say, this project, especially this, these young people, so I feel a lot of energy. I feel a lot of good stuff going to happen. So I negotiated again with the organizer. I said, can you just give me one more seat? I basically really want this project to be presented. I respect your evaluation results. So somehow they made it. And this young, this young PhD student, he went there. He did not win the first prize, but somehow he won the kind of the encouragement of kind type of prize. But somehow we brought him to Jinan and to be connected with the investor. When the investor see his project, immediately he put 6 million Chinese yuan as investment. So within less than 6 months, he got the money, and then he established a hospital in China as well as in the UK. And then the university he studied for, having very great interest in collaborating with Jinan. Now they become partner. So he made this one in a very short period of time, and now he is quite famous in Jinan. I think basically his company received a lot of financial support, and they made a good collaboration with the University of let's say of UK. So he become actually let's say an innovation star in Jinan. Of course, I haven't seen his financial report. From what I know, I think he's in a very good shape. So cases like this, we have 14, as I mentioned, and there was another case was a professor from Belgium. Actually, he's European, and he has a dream of creating an innovation platform in synthetic biology. It is a completely new field. So we connected him with a research institution in China. Now they start a partnership. They work together every month. They have kind of a video conference. They have a higher number of young researchers to do the job for them. And then this professor from Belgium is just giving kind of guidelines from time to time, and they do the research to report it, and then they are doing very well. So they are really quite a nice story. Let's say about this the result of the competition, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Song. I think that was very exemplificative of the success cases of the competition. Then we have here another question from Marius Konstantin Trifu. He said that the product can be made outside of China as long as there is a local partner in China. He's asking about any type of support to find the partner.
Yes, actually, there are two questions. The first question is, I mean, as long as you do some effective things in China, and these things bring value to the, let's say, to the local economy, whether eventually your end product will be shipped to the world, that doesn't matter. So as long as you bring the economical benefit at the end of the day, that's okay. And the second question is, sorry, I think I missed out the second part of the question.
The second part was about how the companies can find a partner in China.
Yeah, okay. So basically, our services is helping you to be connected with the Chinese partners. So through this, the competition is one thing. So actually now we have already done that one from the last 3 or 4 weeks. So every week we have a conference call with, let's say, with China. So what we do, whenever we see a project, they are very clear in funding partners. We just distribute them to the high-tech center in China. We are saying, look, these are the let's say the interesting project. Can you please fund the local partners? And they are doing that as well. Actually, when you are in the final competition, I would say 60% of the projects they already found partner. So that's why Jinan is one of the cities who are very effective in this type of competition. And so last year, for example, they had 96 projects in the final, and finally they have around 60 projects settled down in Jinan. It is simply because before the final, they have already done a lot of let's say connections between the let's say companies from outside and companies in China, and we are doing that for free as well.
Okay, Dr. Song, thank you. I think we don't have any further questions. For the people who have mentioned that they wanted the contact of Dr. Song or the slides, we will contact you directly via email after the webinar. I would just like to mention that we have here one final comment from Mr. Jim Hopman. Is thanking Professor Song. I will read his message to you, Professor Song, Dr. Song, maybe. Is saying, thank you for your promotion for the startup competition of Jinan in your speech. Is the European representative of the Jinan government, and he will also be collaborating with us. Is also very active within the ENRICH in China network, and will also be presenting opportunities for European SMEs in Jinan this month in an upcoming webinar that we will be announcing very shortly. And he's saying that we'll be very glad to also be in contact with you. So maybe we can facilitate here a connection between you and Mr. Jim Hopman, and also for future collaboration.
Yeah, it will be my pleasure. It will be my pleasure.
Yes, we're very glad that we can organize the webinars and also facilitate these connections between our speakers and other elements that are already in our network.
Because I always say it's very simple in this whole world. Some people has resources, has money, some people has a dream. So put the two together, the world will be much better.
Yes, that is true. A very nice sentence. So Mr. Changhua Wu, who was one of our most active attendees making questions, is thanking Dr. Song for your answers. So we will be wrapping up our questions and answer session. We don't have any further questions, and we also arrived right on time at the schedule planned time that we had for this webinar of today. Dr. Song, I would like to thank you once again for presenting your association and this competition that will be happening in Jinan, and for taking this time to answer all the questions of our attendees now at the questions and answer session. I would also would like to thank all the attendees that were with us today, I'm very glad to see that the majority stayed right now until the end to also watch the questions and answer session. So I think that the attendees were very interested in your presentation today, Dr. Song. Thank you, everyone. I'm leaving here the contacts on the screen for ENRICH in China. You will have our website and our email. If you have any further question about the webinar or something that you would like to ask to Dr. Song, you can contact us and we will put you in contact with him. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day, and we will be expecting you in our upcoming webinars of this week.
Thank you, Mariana. Thank you, ENRICH China. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Song. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.